Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I'm back again. It's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks since I have uploaded anything. I've been kind of busy. Halloween, you guys know, is basically my version of Christmas. I've been very busy setting up for a lot of events, specifically the Train of Terror event that me and my wife and Malin have been involved in. I have been portraying the Crypt Keeper at this event. It just started a couple of days ago. And this gave me the opportunity to finally cosplay as my favorite horror icon of all time, which is the Crypt Keeper. So I've been busy, getting decorations and setting up and doing that and creating the scene for this event. So I'm finally back now that I have a day off of work also on a Monday. And I watched a movie last night with my wife that I wanted to review for you guys. And I want to start off by saying this. I saw the first movie and I didn't say anything about it. I didn't review it or anything like that. These are movies that go directly to Tubi, which is a free movie site. And to be honest, there are a lot of good movies on Tubi. There are. I actually think that, minus the ads, Tubi might be one of the best streaming platforms. Now, as far as this movie, Adopted, the first film, I wasn't a fan. I was not. I've seen movies like this done so much better, specifically the movie The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin. I recommend you guys check that movie out instead of Adopted. Now, the biggest problem I have with that movie is really the acting and the director, Chris Stokes. I really don't like any of his shit. I know this is the guy that did like You Got Served, and he did, I don't know, two stupid ass movies with Marcus Houston and Omarion. I think it was called Somebody Help Me. I mean, that's probably what I would have been saying if I had to sit through both of those dumb movies. But I mean, I'm not a fan of Marcus Houston either. I can't really stand him. I didn't like him even when I was a kid. Didn't like the guy. Um, I guess his music wasn't like terrible, but I didn't care about Immature. I didn't care about B2K. Just don't care for these guys. And Chris Stokes, don't care for his movies and then, all the supposed things he's done and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm just going to say it too. This dude he can't direct for shit. I don't care what any of you say. I know a lot of you people say you enjoy his stuff, but I don't know why. So with that being said, let's talk about Adopted 2. So this movie picks up right where the first one left off. This kid gets taken in. And I don't mean by a family yet. I mean, the cops get him, I guess, and then he goes to a psychiatric hospital, which we spend about 5 minutes in that, and he breaks out. Yeah, kid doing this much damage. He breaks out. Starts a fire, gets out. We go to a brand new family. By the way, that main kid's name is Dylan. Not that I care. Then we get to a newer family. And we got a kid named Mason. He has a older brother. I don't remember the older brother's name. He's really not in it that long. Yeah, spoiler alert, but who cares? I believe the mom's name is Ava. The dad's name is Caleb. And the only other character I really remember here is some chick named Aunt Dee Dee. So this is our new family. Now the situation with this new family is the kids in this family, they love baseball. The main kid outside of that little asshole Dylan, he wants to become a baseball star. He collects baseball cards, all that. The older brother likes it, but he's not really as into it as much. And we're at a scene where they're outside playing baseball, and suddenly the older brother has a heart attack. A few moments later, he dies in the hospital. And we get to probably the worst acted funeral scene I've ever seen in my life, especially from the mom. This bitch cannot act at all. She even gets a phone call about the heart attack that her son is having, and even the acting in that is terrible. Actually, this movie's like the acting is terrible all around. I know I haven't got to that part yet. I usually break these down into categories, but I'm not gonna waste time doing that with this movie. With this being a Tubi movie, I'm sure most people are just gonna want to know if this is actually worth checking out or not. And I'll get to that a little later. So after the older brother dies, this family decides to consider adoption. And who do they end up adopting? Of course, they end up adopting Dylan, who is not going by that name. And I don't even remember what the hell he said his like new name was. I really don't. That's how forgettable this movie is. I don't even remember what the kid said his new name was. I know there's a point later on in the movie where he finally says his real name, but there ain't too much I remember about this movie. Now, and also, by the way, this is not how adoption works. I was like rolling my eyes at that shit. Just how easy the adoption was. And of course, this little sucker is just playing perfect child and this and that. And he's actually getting along with the other son. He's getting along with them and stuff. But then we get to like some points of the movie where like his true colors start to shine. And the brother that's still alive, he actually gets pissed at Dylan because he's like, oh, now you're stealing my mom. You're acting like she's your mom and stuff. Okay, little asshole, you just said earlier in the movie that y'all were a family now and that you consider him a brother, but now you got a problem with this? There were so many moments of this movie where I was just like, man, who wrote this damn script? Well, obviously Chris Stokes did, and I'm going to say it again, he sucks. Chris Stokes, you suck. Stop making movies. And on Facebook, I've seen a bunch of people praising this movie, and I'm like, why? Do y'all just like garbage? Okay, so yeah, I just spoiled it. This movie sucks. I hate it. Because the acting is that terrible. The actor who plays Dylan, I don't care what anybody says, he sucks too. I know you're going to say, go easy on him, he's a child. No, I'm not. Don't act if you can't do it. I've seen child actors pull this off way better than this. You want to see like better acting from kids? There's movies out there. I mean, Macaulay Culkin did a better job in Good Son, even though that wasn't perfect either. It was a way better movie than this garbage. Oh, and then that chick, Aunt Dee Dee, her acting, she wasn't as bad as like the other people, but she was a very annoying character. She's kind of teasing Dylan about how his eyes are girly or something like that. I mean, to a point, Dylan has a reason to be mad at her, but he doesn't really have reasons to do the shit that he does later. I don't know who plays the dad, but he sucks too. This guy can't act either. I mean, the emotional scenes in this movie are terrible. I think the worst acted emotional scenes, though, have to be from Dylan, from, what the hell did I say that other kid's name was? From Dylan, I think his name was Mason, is the other brother, from him, and from that mom. The emotional scenes, the acting is terrible. As far as Dylan goes, people are giving him praise for like, oh my God, he's playing crazy so well. No, he is not. I mean, when he cusses, it just sounds forced. I mean, when he's angry, it sounds forced. And then there's there's a lot of scenes in here where he uses a shotgun, and every time he fires that shotgun, he gets put right on his ass. Then he just gets back up like nothing. And he also stalls a lot. He uses the shotgun on the Aunt Dee Dee and the mom. And he shoots the dad, but it doesn't kill him. But he's like playing around so much in this movie. There's also a scene in this movie that really pissed me off. As you guys know, I don't like animal cruelty. And there's a scene in here where he takes the pet hamster of the brother and like puts it in some food or something. I don't like stuff like that. I don't. I know it's just a movie, but I don't like it. I don't like animal cruelty. I'm trying to think if there's really much more I can say about this movie. Oh yeah, Marcus Houston is in this movie too, because of course he is. Chris Stokes wrote it, and he plays a cop, and he plays a shitty cop at that. And there's a scene in this movie where the wife says, "You're a good cop. You're even better man." No, he isn't. And better man. let's just hope you're not talking about his like his real life character. Yeah, good cop my ass. Oh, and then one of the other cops in this movie, guess who it is? It's J Boog from B2K. Because, I believe he's related to Marcus Houston too, since his name is Jarrell Houston. Chris Stokes, man, you remind me of Rob Zombie. You always got the same cast in your movies, and I cannot stand it. And then you always find the worst child actors to do this stuff too. I know in a lot of Chris Stokes movies too, he likes to play the same damn music. I remember he was using like a lot of the same songs for You Got Served that he did in this movie called, I think it was called Till Death Do Us Part. That is like the only movie he made that I kind of like somewhat tolerated, but I still didn't like because it was corny. I really can't think of too many more like memorable scenes in this movie. I know there's some flashback scenes when you see dealing with the actual family and the history with the family that adopted them before. Marcus Houston's having nightmares because the kid actually shot him in the first movie and stuff. But y'all are giving this kid way too much credit. I know you're trying to actually make this movie scary or whatever, but you failed at it. I ain't breaking this movie down in categories. I'm just going to talk about this in one straight shot, and I really don't have nothing else really to talk about. Oh, and guess what? This movie is left open for a third movie with the way it ends. Because we totally need that. We need to see one more time more shitty acting from this kid. Marcus Houston back again. Probably the dad and the son from this one. And probably J-Boog. And we'll probably get it directed by Chris Stokes again. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. So as you guys can tell, I am not a fan of this movie. I don't understand why people were praising this. Do I recommend this movie? Hell no. Are the kills good? No. Is the acting good? Hell no. What do I give this movie out of 5 stars? I'm going to give it 1.5. That might even be me being nice. I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but I don't care. Just because you guys like this film does not mean I have to. I personally hate it, and I couldn't wait for it to end. And when it did end, guess what? I hated it even more. So no, I know this movie is free on Tubi, but I still don't recommend it. Even if you liked the first one and you want to see where it goes from here, no, don't watch it because guess what? I just told you. This movie is setting up for a third film, which we do not need. So that being said, I cannot recommend Adopted 2. Just skip it. What do you think of the review? I know this isn't normally how I review my movies, but I hate this movie, and I'm not going to waste my time breaking this down into categories or saying there's an MVP of this movie, because guess what? I didn't like anybody in this movie. There is no MVP. The acting in this movie sucks on all ends. So, let me know what you guys thought of this review, and hopefully the next time I come at you guys with a movie review, it'll be with a movie that is way better than this dumpster fire.